This is a regular meeting of the Eastland City Commission. It's December 16th. I've asked Carol to do the pledge and I'll do the prayer. Let's pray. Father, again, we thank you so much for our community and us being able to serve, guide us, Father, in the decisions that we make and the things that we do will be the better of this community and many people as possible. And Father, be to your glory. We lift the Madison, Wisconsin community up to you tonight, Father, in the school shooting there. And for that school, for the parents, for the kids, we know it's a very traumatic thing and very hard on the families that are involved. We lift them up to you, and especially those that have lost their children, Father. Bless us in all that we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Thank you very much. I don't have anything for public comment. Approve the minutes of the November 18th meeting. You've got a copy of those in front of you and entertain a motion when you're ready.
We passed the minutes of November 18th, 2024.
Commissioner made a motion to approve the November 18th minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Charles made a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Financial report. Sales tax is
Up
amazing.
about the same.
Oh, it's up very much. Great.
If we can go $50,000 every 3 months, it'd be a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Terry, big shoes to fill, buddy. No pressure.
Thanks.
How much is the sales tax up?
Huh?
How much is it up?
It's 50,000. It's up 10.73%, but it's $50,000 in 3 months. 10.73% over last year right now, which equates to $54,000, which is a blessing and a half. Keep it up. It's good stuff. Got our September, which is the end of the year financial report. Leslie, when we look at other expenses in those different categories, is that grant money goes in there? What goes in all that?
Other expenses,
Uh-huh.
I don't have mine. I don't
Just
have the
look
video.
tomorrow and,
Yeah, and there's several things that go in there.
okay.
I didn't bring my detail back here, but yeah, I'll look and let you know.
Yeah, just, I know you've been working hard to get this done, and that's where the numbers are kind of different. I was curious what falls into that category. Anybody have any questions for Leslie on the financial report?
No.
Okay. Item number 6, the Board of City Commissioners may discuss and take action on the following agenda items. Item number 1, discuss consideration to reappoint Terry Trout to serve on the Board of Directors of the Eastland County Appraisal District for 2025-2026. The only thing I'll make a comment, so make sure everybody's aware of it, Terry does not live in the city limits anymore. He did when we appointed him to that board. He doesn't have to live in the city limits to be on this board, but if that's an issue for anybody, you need to be aware of that. Other than that, Terry Trout has been asked to be reappointed to that, or somebody has
And
to.
what will happen when Terry doesn't want to fulfill it anymore is another one of the towns, I think it's Ranger's turn to appoint after Terry is done.
Okay.
I move we reappoint Terry Trout as the service on the Board of Directors, Eastland County Appraisal District.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion from Richard, a second from James, to reappoint Terry Trout to the Eastland County Appraisal District for the year of 2025-2026. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 2, discussion and consideration to approve the second reading of ordinance 24-910, an ordinance of the City of Eastland, Texas, canvassing the results of the charter amendment election held on November 5th, 2024, declaring the amendments that were approved by the voters as adopted, providing for matters incidental thereto, and providing for an effective date. Y'all know what all that is? This is the second reading, and this will be effective when we approve it. Per the amendments we approved.
Mr. Mayor,
Huh?
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, not yet. Give me just a minute. We'll get there. Make this official. Need a motion to second.
I make a motion to approve on the second reading ordinance 24-910 of the City of Eastland canvassing the results of the charter amendment election held on November 5th, 2024.
A motion from James, a second from Richard to approve the charter amendments. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you,
Motion
Mr. Mayor.
Quite welcome. Good deal. Number 3, discussion and consideration to approve the second reading of ordinance 24-908, authorizing the issuance of the City of Eastland, Texas combined tax and surplus revenue certificate of obligation, Series 2024A, in the principal amount of $1.25 million, and awarding the sale of such certificate of obligation to the Texas Water Development Board. This is finishing the pipeline if we ever get to start it.
Yes, this is your, a portion of it.
Okay.
It's the
I move
second
we
reading.
approve the second reading of ordinance 24-908, authorizing the issuance of the City of Eastland, Texas combination tax and surplus revenue certificates obligations.
Okay, a motion from Richard,
I'll second the motion.
second from Carol to approve ordinance 24-908. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 4, discussion and consideration to approve the second reading of ordinance 24-909, authorizing the issues of City of Eastland, Texas combination tax surplus revenue certificates of obligation, taxable series 2024B, in the principal amount of $315,000, and awarding the sale of such certificate of obligation to Texas Water Development Board, and this is tied to the one we just did.
But this is the taxable
This
portion.
is the taxable portion, thank you, and that's,
I move we pass on the second reading of ordinance 24-909.
motion from Richard to pass ordinance 24-909.
I'll second.
Second from James. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 5, discussion and consideration to approve the additional funds from the historic grant to the Eastland County Museum for repairs. And
I believe this is a request. Terry is here. If you have any questions in your packet, he explained, or the board explained that there's broken windows. Terry, do you want to talk about some of that to the board?
We have there's windows in the basement that are probably the original windows, and a couple of them have fallen out. So we need to have those boarded up. There's a concrete spot in this little back alley back here that has eroded out over time, and we think that it's allowing water to get into Jim Kennedy's building next door. So we want to repair that concrete hole patch. When they were painting the trim just a few weeks ago, they discovered a window that was broken here on the first floor, and so we're having it repaired, replaced.
You said board up the windows or replace the windows?
Now we're going to take the windows completely out and seal that off. There's no need in those 2 rooms because one has the main entry into the basement and a window, so there's plenty of light. The other one, it's storage, and they're not an emergency exit because they're covered up on top, up on the sidewalk with a big heavy metal grate.
So, just to make sure we're doing the right thing, we can take historic preservation grant money and restore something not historically?
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, because it's...
Well, I thought when you use those monies, the intent was to put things back like they were or some resemblance of what they were.
As best as you can, but these windows are not needed. They're a maintenance issue, so that just kind of takes them out of the picture.
$5,000 will fix that and the concrete problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve additional funds from the historic grant be given to the Eastland County Museum for repairs.
Second.
Motion from Carol and second from Richard to approve $5,000 to the Eastland County Museum. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 6, discussion and consideration of approved resolution 2024-17, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Eastland authorizing the mayor and our city manager, administrator, to enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of Cisco, Texas, for the receipt, coordination, and primary oversight of community wildfire defense grant through the United States Forest Service under the United States Department of Agriculture Community Wildfire Defense Program. And we've talked about this before, and Savannah will probably share more information in her manager's report. But this is a project, I'll let you kind of explain the moving parts and why Cisco is the one that's doing this.
So Cisco is they were the ones that applied for the grant. We had Cisco, Ranger, Carbon, and Eastland all collectively together. It gave us a better opportunity to be funded, and the name of the grant is underneath Cisco. So we are going, this resolution allows us to be in agreement with Cisco, saying that, we agree to do what the grant says, and abide by the grant and work with the city of Cisco in an effort to mitigate wildfire. And after this is approved, then we can go into an interlocal agreement with the city of Cisco and really start fine-tuning how we get equipment and personnel. It pays for personnel benefits for a life of 5 years. So we have 5 years of this grant we have to make work collectively, and that this resolution starts that process. The next step will be an interlocal agreement between each city and Cisco.
Now, just to make everybody aware that the moving parts of this right now is y'all got to kind of meet together as the cities, maybe talk about what equipment are going to be bought, and then how the people are going to be used. Is all that decided yet? Are y'all still working on getting that done with the 4 cities?
No, the equipment that's going to be bought, each city is given, not given, but basically given a skid steer with a mulcher mower, 2 diesel trucks, a gooseneck trailer, 20-foot enclosed trailer, towable chipper, commercial zero-turn mowers, replacement blades for those, PPE, hand tools, a digital tracking system to go through and map what's critical facilities have been mitigated against wildfire, right-of-ways that have been cleared, and then there is one shared piece of equipment that will stay in Cisco's name for the life of the grant and after. That is a crawler dozer and a tractor with a boom arm, mower, and mulcher. So that is all included in this grant. Each entity gets a wildfire specialist, so they're supposed to coordinate what needs to be done and kind of man the crew on the ground. And then we are given one equipment operator and 1 grounds person. So it's not a very big crew, but...
Let's restate that again. Each entity is given someone to oversee this. You talking about Eastland, Ranger, Cisco, and Carbon? Each one gets one?
Yes, there is one. There's a wildfire coordinator full-time that Cisco gets, and that's going to be over each entity total. So 4. They'll be over the four cities. And then underneath that is a wildfire specialist that will work with this coordinator.
In each city?
In each city.
So there's 1 coordinator?
1 specialist.
And then 4 specialists?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
1 coordinator, 4 specialists, and then operator and grounds person.
Okay. So
it's a big grant.
It's a good grant, and it's 5 years, and somebody's got to figure out what to clear off and what to mitigate. If the
and that will be that coordinator's sole responsibility.
Y'all working with that?
Once we have one, yes.
Yeah.
That's the next big feat is going to be, finding people that can do this job. They have to have working knowledge of fire mitigation.
Okay.
The coordinator should have.
Some idea. Okay. Any questions on that? What's going on? Great grant. Did you have a question?
I thought he did, sorry.
Right. Okay. Entertain a motion to approve resolution 2024-17.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2024-17, entering into a interlocal agreement with the city of Cisco for oversight of the CWDG grant.
Motion from James to approve resolution 2024-17 and a second from Richard. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 7. Discussion, consideration, and approve first reading of ordinance 25-911, an ordinance of the city of Eastland, Texas, amending, revising chapter 14, streets, sidewalks, and public places, article 6, Eastland Cemetery, adding provisions regarding the Pecan Grove Urn Garden, providing a repealing clause, providing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
I think Roma's gonna show you all some images of this urn garden.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, what this is to start with, is an aerial view of where the urn garden actually is. And what it is, it's in an alleyway between graves this property will never be sold, or it will never be used for burials. So where you see this red line, that is that's where the urn garden is going to be. This is a big pecan tree, and it overshadows this whole area right in through here. This is the front entrance of the gate. So you go in through here, you turn left, and it's that first right. I believe that's Colorado Street. There's a view from that Angelina Street, and you make a right there, and it's right here where this little sign is. I will have a what's that?
Right where that big pecan tree is.
Yeah, where the big pecan tree is. I will have a little sign. I'm going to show you here in just a minute. A little stone provided by Sterling Monument that will denote where that is.
Okay.
This is what of course this was taken back when the grass was green. So we've got 11 3x3 spaces, and there will be 11 here, and over here against this curb there will be another 11, and there will be a walkway in between. Oopsie.
And you can put 2 urns in each one of those?
You can put 2 urns in each one of those.
In each one of those 3x3?
In each one of those 3x3s. And we've got all of this area back down here to the north that we can fill in as well. After we fill up these 22 spots.
Okay.
This is what it looks like today. The gentleman that's pouring the concrete has got the outside borders of the first 11. And where you see these boards in between is going to be, that's the dividing barrier.
So is the grassy area 3x3?
Yes.
The inside of that?
Yes, sir.
Each one of
Yes,
those
sir. It's 3x3. Yes, sir.
Well, a couple of things just to learn, because I don't have a clue. Page 2 on this document, do you have this?
I don't have it in front of me now.
What we have? Well, it says Lot of B, Section 14-114. B says lot owners will not be permitted to allow the interments within their lots for remuneration. What is that telling me?
That was already in there. I have no idea.
I think what that means is that if you have lots, somebody can't pay you to put their family member or whatever
Yeah.
in your property.
So if I own it, I have to use it.
Right.
Now you can
Okay.
sell it to them, but
That's, I was just curious. On
Well,
the
and
next-
I'll tell you, the reason that that's highlighted up there is in the original ordinance, they had the wrong word. They had remuneration instead of
I know.
remuneration.
I know, I saw that.
So that's
Yeah.
why that's highlighted as changed.
Okay, on the top of the next page, every grave for an adult shall be at least 4 feet deep, and for a child, it's buried at baby land. Baby land.
That's at the end of it.
Is it
That's
really?
over
We
on-
have that out there.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
know that. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
over there by my house.
It's over there on the end of,
that. Okay, I didn't know that.
one of those streets.
Is that a place, obviously for babies, but is that a very big place? Is that,
It's pretty good size.
is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
unfortunate that it's there,
Uh,
yeah.
The other one that I'm just curious about, because this actually happened to my family, section 14-124, to see into the burials in Pecan Grove Urn Garden. This is pertaining to the Urn Garden, not something else. In-ground burials are considered permanent. Cremains may not be recoverable. Now, I know I read somewhere it says these can be biodegradable right above it, biodegradable or permanent materials. And I understand biodegradable, you can't touch it. Only reason I bring that up, I had a daughter, oh my gosh, I had a sister that was stillborn between Dean and Don. And when we moved to Eastland, my parents got this cemetery, their plots here, they had Debbie moved from Brownwood to here. And so she's buried out here with my parents. Is that not allowed at all?
Well,
If I'm reading what this says, it's, once they're there permanently. Could that be, if they were in a permanent urn, could we,
you can dig up the urn, but that takes a, what's it called?
Disinterment.
A disinterment. And that is a process.
well, I understand, but this says you can't do that. This says it's non-recoverable. You don't know what that says?
Yeah, it
What it
does.
says.
Yeah.
Sure does, that
Well,
really.
that's why I'm just asking, what if someone had somebody buried there in my parents' situation?
They would have to have a disinterment permit. I mean, so that's not actually, I guess, correct.
Well, do we need to fix that while we're approving? Do we need to have that where by special permission or whatever, you could pull up a permanent, I think if it's biodegradable, you're not allowed to
Yeah.
touch it.
Yeah.
I would think that'd be.
I'll have that fixed.
I think we ought to put that footnote in there just for that reason, if somebody, because this says you can't do it,
Yeah.
you know, and I know that happened to my family, it may never happen to anybody again, but I can see where that would be, you know.
Can I finish this?
Mhm.
This is the map of this is a grid of what it will look like eventually.
Well, aren't you gonna do a presentation shortly? Or is this your
No,
presentation?
This is just for the urn garden.
This is just for the urn garden, it's
okay.
not for the cemetery
Okay,
or website. So anyway, you've got 22 plots right there with a walkway in between. And then that's what the monument will look like, that denotes where it is.
is that gonna be like in the ground or up where you can see
It's
it?
gonna be up where I can see it.
Good.
And then y'all got a copy of that.
Good,
So that's in the directory and everything, and you can scan that, and I'll show you when I do my other presentation. I'll show you how that works.
Okay.
Okay.
So what is the cost of?
So a cremation plot is $150.
Okay.
Very affordable.
Yes.
Compared to a regular space is either $300, $400, or $500.
Okay.
If you want the city to dig the hole, it's another $100. You can dig the hole, but I don't want to see it.
No, you
what do you dig the hole?
Postal
in
diggers.
this country.
So are we not,
Postal
Well, it's
digger?
very nice, Ron.
Postal
I've seen
digger?
it. It's very nice.
Thank you. Huh?
so are we not gonna have the column buried?
So we'll get that worded.
Oh, I
No, they can make the motion with that word, not correct.
Okay, I just
You
wondered,
can
I
make the
hadn't
motion,
thought
if
about it.
you're gonna make it
Well,
with
it's,
that, make the reference to
Yeah.
that 14-124 Steve with that.
Okay.
What do we need to put on that C on the non-recoverable too?
well, we'll probably take out the non-recoverable part and just put the, that can be disinterred with a disinterment permit. Or something to
Or
that
just
effect.
remove it. You could just remove that whole,
I
couldn't you?
think just
But
remove the
that's,
whole.
you gotta do that anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not even part of our deal. You gotta have that permit from a judge or somebody else.
Yeah, I think we just.
Okay, just take it out then.
Can we just remove that line and be done with it?
Yeah.
We'll make that motion to remove that line, whoever's gonna make the motion, just have them remove it.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 25-911, amending the cemetery ordinance and adding provisions regarding the Pecan Grove Urn Garden and removing in section 14.121, 124, sorry, section C, it states in-ground burials are considered permanent. Cremations may be non-recoverable, that we strike that whole sentence.
Okay. Good job.
Second.
Got a motion by James and a second by Richard to approve first reading order 25 now 11 and removing the clause back at 24 or 14.124, line C. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 8, discuss consideration to accept the resignation of Kevin Burr as the president of the Eastland Youth Softball Advisory Board. Kevin's bucket has been overloaded with the resignation of their
Yes, it is.
youth minister and,
Yes, you're right.
okay. I need a motion to accept his resignation from that board. Maybe the shortest president we've ever had.
I move we accept the resignation of Kevin Burrow as the president of the Eastland Youth Sports Advisory Board.
Motion from Richard to accept the resignation of
Second.
Kevin Burr, a second from Carol. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 9, discuss consideration to appoint a member to the Eastland Youth Advisory Board. This member is to replace Kevin Burrow. Kevin Burrow has put Jacob Page, who's the owner of the Page Outdoors, which used to be Megan's Market, and I went by and visited with him before we did this, or to know that he was willing to serve, and he was excited to be able to serve on that and accepted that. If we want to appoint him to that, that's the guy to appoint, Jacob Page. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Jacob Page to the Eastland Youth Sports Advisory Board.
I'll second.
Got a second. And you got a motion by Carol and a second from James to approve Jacob Page to appoint him to the Eastland Youth Advisory Board. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss consideration of recommendation for bid award to GLO flood mitigation approval phase 2 creek channel improvements. One step at a time.
Yes, so we opened bids up. In your packet, you will have the bids that were opened up on December 5th. We received, I believe, 7 bids, and the lowest was from Dirty Works Construction, totaling $169,650. You can see that there was a wide range, 169 being the lowest, 267 being the highest. So that at the recommendation, we're recommending Dirty Work Construction be awarded that bid.
That's a good thing.
Why is the seating, I don't know what it takes to seat, but why is the seating so varied?
A lot of these were varied, even mobilizing in.
Yeah, I know, but that one just, I mean, you think seating is pretty much the same process for all of them, but it's not. Anyway, we'll entertain a motion to accept that bid from Dirty Works Construction, with a low bid of $169,650.
I move we approve the bid from Dirty Work Construction for the GLO flood mitigation improvements project.
Motion to approve the construction bid to Dirty Works Construction by Richard.
I'll second.
A second from James. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss consideration to approve the first reading as part of 29.912, an ordinance of the City of Eastland, Texas, repealing and replacing ordinance 22.892, adopting an amended comprehensive rate and fee schedule establishing rates and fees to be charged for the city services, providing a repeating clause, providing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
Okay, so
Okay.
the first page in your packet is a rate increase. You'll see the water rates and the garbage are highlighted. Water rates from Eastland County Water Supply District are going from $4.37 to $5.09 per 1,000 gallons. I believe that's a 16.5% increase. The chart below shows you, starting in 2011, this was provided from Eastland County Water Supply District, this chart. In 2011 all the way up to 2025 current, your new rates being $65.54 for the first 2,000 gallons for water. Sewer's staying the same. Garbage has a 8.64% increase of $21. Down at the bottom, you'll see that Waste Connection was an 8.64%, but the city administrative fee did not change. So really, it's not going to be 8.64% on the 1985 that was previous. So total change is $10.76 for inside customers, inside city limits. Outside city limits is $11.86 change. And then there's some other changes inside this ordinance, not to move on that fast, but they are dealing with water taps. On page 7, the cost of the meters, cost of supplies to put in these have changed, and the 2-inch meter was the drastic change. I just want to note that. For a non-paved, we were charging $2,500. It was costing $2,800 just for parts alone. That does not include labor or anything like that. So I want y'all to be aware that that's why that one is such a drastic jump. Those meters, I think, get more expensive by the day, and I think Leslie can attest to that as well. They're the electronic meters. And then the bulk water rates, those rates have been the same that's still on page 7. With Eastland County Water Supply District going up, those went up as well. There's one more. Page 9, the sewer tap went up. Those increased by $200 each on page 9. And those are all the changes that are in this.
Are
there any questions with that?
Well, this is shifted on it.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It'll be cleaned up on the next.
That's fine, I
Just wanted to show that.
redo it. Okay.
Yes. When there's not a red line, it'll be in line.
Okay.
I move we approve ordinance 25-912.
Motion approved to approve ordinance 25-902, adopting,
912.
pardon me,
Excuse me.
912, adopting the rate and fee schedule.
I'll second the motion.
You got a second from Carol. Any other discussion?
I don't like the rates going up.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Pardon me just a minute while I look at the rest of this.
Yes.
The first reading.
Yes.
That's first
Yes, sir.
reading.
Okay.
What is this sheet back here telling?
That is the fire department itemized cost.
For things that they buy?
This has been in here. Is it for things that are bought?
Well,
it's
I'm
for
just saying,
charges.
if they wanna go buy
I think
straight
it's-
bore nozzle, is it still $30? Trying to keep up with that. kind of
No, I think this is what's,
Isn't
it's
that
what's
insurance?
billed, yes.
Yeah, what somebody would be billed.
Yes. It's the cost if they have to bill it and use it, they have to use it.
Oh, so if somebody's having to replace it, that's what it costs to replace it.
No, That's what they would be billed, that's the
That's what
charge.
it
Is that what you would bill people if you had to bill them for insurance purposes, Joe?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, this was put in
I
there
have
before
seen
you-
that,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not familiar with the intent of that.
This thing highlighted on the tree on that.
It's the same one. It's all been in there since
That was done.
I think you're just- I'm not
2020. It's the same ones.
I didn't see that. Okay. All right. Part of my rate fee,
And these were all recently changed. The convenience center fees were all recently changed, and so those weren't touched.
Okay. All right. I think I'll skip number 12. Oh. Item number 12, discuss consideration to approve the EEDI board recommendation to accept the resignation of Executive Director Tom Bailey, effective March 31st, 2025. Can we just decline to do that and you'll stick around? Is that how this works?
Table.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Well, sir, we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Yeah, we
thank you.
do, man. I
What a-
hate to see
what a
you go,
great
but I know
asset.
you got it.
I've really enjoyed it, I really have. And
Well, you've been a great asset. We appreciate
Sure
your
have.
family being part of this community.
Thank
You and David's family, your family and David, y'all have done us a great service and got some big shoes to fill.
I tell you, yes.
Okay, who wants to make this motion?
I don't.
You may have to sit here all night, Tom. Make a motion, let's go.
I'll make a motion to approve the approval of the EEDI board recommendation to accept the resignation of Executive Director Tom Bailey.
I'll second it.
Got a motion from James and a second from Richard to accept Tom's resignation. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Uh-huh.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Aye.
I don't like it.
Okay, item number 13, discuss consideration to approve the EEDI board recommendation to hire Terry Slade, the executive director, effective March 17th. The only thing wrong with this, I wanted to do this, and Tom's gonna be here at the end of March, is make yours April Fool's Day. I just thought that would be appropriate, I don't know.
Slaving shit.
But anyway, it's effective March 17th, to give you a couple of weeks to work with Tom. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I won't repeat what your wife said.
Oh
Entertain a motion. She said he didn't do anything anyway, might as well.
my
Might as well get
God.
paid for it.
I don't believe she said that, I know her.
She did say that.
Need a motion.
I move that we approve the EDI board recommendation to hire Terry Slavens as executive director effective March 17th, 2025.
Motion from Richard to accept Terry Slade as the EEDI board of directors, executive director.
I'll second.
Second from James. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Uh,
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, and thank both of y'all. Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you. Be careful going home.
You gotta train him how to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Those other 9 days we'll just drive around. Thank you very much. Really, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, city manager's report.
Roma, can you pull the street up? So starting with street improvement projects, they are moving right along. We're 2 months in on construction. They are ahead of schedule, way ahead of schedule actually. They're going to be taking a 2-week break for Christmas. Construction on West Valley is complete. The new storm drain and inlets have been installed. West Patterson continues. They're almost complete, and I believe that they will be finished with that prior to them taking their Christmas break. And then they have started construction on Moss Street. So I have some pictures again just to show y'all. Moss Street has been torn up. They're doing a lot of cleanup before they leave for Christmas break. So these pictures were from today. Go to the next one, Roma. This is where, do you see on the right side They've got forms, so they'll have curb and gutter there, and they'll come all the way down to the intersection of, this is on Moss at the top. They'll start up there and come all the way down, and they're gonna stop there for Christmas break. This one side will be done, and they'll come back and start with the next. So you can go to the next picture. They'll come all the way to that intersection and go. Next. This is on Moss still. Next. This is Patterson. Patterson looks really nice, and there is one area that will have curb put in that's not there now, so be patient with that, please. This is still Patterson, and they're working on, in this picture, if you zoom in, Roma, there's some intersections of Patterson that'll be closed until Friday, and then they will be open, and Patterson will be complete, construction-wise.
That's right. Yeah.
And while they're off 2 weeks, will the streets be drivable, like Moss Street, will it be drivable?
Yes, it will. It
For 2
will.
weeks? Okay.
Yes.
And I've asked the question, I have not talked to the engineer, I think Savannah has, about, we've been told all along these streets will be lower in the middle, and I can't see that.
No,
So they are
Have
still.
you looked at them?
I have.
You can read the green, they're not lower in the middle.
No.
They are, I don't know where that's come from, but now that I've asked the question again, they are saying that the water will carry down in the gutter, just like a normal street. They'll have a crown and carry it down. I know what we've talked about, but that was my answer I got today.
That's what we heard about forever, they're flames.
Yeah,
they're lower in the
that's-
middle.
yeah, that's
They're
why
called-
we were doing
Even
these
when we
streets.
met, when we first started this, we weren't calling them streets, we were calling them
They're
flames.
still called a flume. That's what I was told today.
You think maybe we ought to
I need to get
call?
his number, I think I've got his number, I need to call him. I
Yeah, I need to
tell
call
me
him and
that
talk
part.
to him, because that doesn't
Well,
sound right.
Who is the contractor doing this?
JR West Texas Concrete.
Well, I hope Dirty Works can
Work as fast.
meet their expectations, because these guys are doing a great
They're
job.
doing a good
They
job,
are.
it looks good.
They are.
And I think they're moving pretty fast. When I went to look at Patterson, and I was shocked how far it was
Yeah.
done.
They
I was
are.
expecting to see it basically the street
Yeah,
going up and
yeah.
kind of deal. It's
That's
paved
what I
for
was-
5 blocks or something. Anyway, that's good.
So bids for phase 2 that was awarded tonight to Dirty Works Construction. Texas Water Development Board, the water line project that is still moving on. We are still waiting on the contractor's bond. Once that's submitted, we'll be moving forward. We're getting a little nervous with as fast as the roads are going, and that this project is going to be in limbo. But we're pushing for this, so hopefully in January I have a start date.
Have we got, I've offered a call.
I know.
Are
And-
we still okay?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. According to the engineers, we are still okay.
Okay.
Fire department. So this is something that has been brought to our attention. There's several needs of the fire department. Going through what those priorities are and being able to fund those one at a time is difficult because a lot of them are needs that they could all have at once. So we have chosen to help the fire department, and that's helping the city fund a 1 part-time personnel for this volunteer compensation program through the end of the fiscal year, September 30th, 2025. I believe, if the math is correct, it's $35,490. This also keeps us in compliance with this 2 in, 2 out rule for interior structural firefighting. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. But in the 2025-2026 budget, we are going to consider funding 2 part-time personnel if it's feasible for us to do so. We will do so. Did anybody have questions on this? Joe's here. I know that he can answer, and Sam is here too. I knew. I just was.
Sam's here.
And if my math is wrong,
Yeah,
Well, if I may,
yes.
what I had put together on that spreadsheet, just to let you know that the volunteer department's been funding this program for some 6 months now. We've expended just under $23,000 to this point for 1 person VCP. We're not 100% of those days are covered, but probably 95% or more we've had a second person there, which has made a huge difference in a few calls. I'm sure that you're savvy to them, the Conley Hotel, the hospital, and resuscitation call with the pastor's wife, First Baptist, and some others. But it's made a huge difference having that second person staffed at the station to respond with our paid staff.
Right.
Now, you mentioned 2 in and 2 out. That's that gives us 2 people at the station. We're still depending on volunteers to show up to those
Yes,
calls
sir.
to fill that 2 in, 2 out need. That we need 2 more outside.
Yes, sir.
In relation to the funds, and we're very happy to receive any funds we can get, but to clarify what we had asked for, to fund that program for a year for one person, it's $47,450. That's for one person, 365 days.
That's right.
That we're 2 months and change into fiscal year 2025. So what we would love to have is that $47,450. The fire department, the volunteers have committed an additional, I believe it's $22,000 some odd dollars. What we'd love to be able to do is for the city to help us with that $47,450. The volunteers keep the $22,000 we have pledged for that and allotted for that. That gives us the flexibility to build that VCP program out immediately and start building into that second person, be ready on fiscal year 2026. We're up and running with that.
So the 47,450 is January 1 through 9/30.
Well, it's a full fiscal, it's 365 days. Essentially, it'd be retroactive, the 2 months
Right.
we're
I
already
got
into fiscal year 2025.
Okay. Well then, I mean, if y'all are okay with upping it to the 47,450.
I'm more than in favor of that.
Okay.
Good.
So then we'll do the 47,450.
Thank you.
That's good.
You need the help.
So on the 2 in, 2 out, if y'all are not familiar with this state law, I am required by the Texas Commission on Fire Protection, anytime we violate that law, I have to file a report. We filed 2 so far, where we have been in non-compliant with the 2 in, 2 out, where we have engaged in interior structure firefighting prior to being into compliance. With the additional VCP, that builds out 50% of that workforce that has to be on scene. Right now, we're only satisfying 25% with one person. We have 2, that's 50%. Myself and Chief Williams are working diligently to staff a command vehicle 24/7. We are that third person arriving on dispatching an emergency vehicle that's putting that 75 in. With the second person, the VCP, we're riding 3 on an engine. We can satisfy that 2 in, 2 out pretty quick. And that's just the large benefit to what we're trying to accomplish here. Not counting the improvement in the emergency service that we're providing with the hands-on.
Helping with your attitude of the fire department too.
Yeah, and it's given just not. I don't mean to correct you, but just for schematics, it's not part-time. Part-time kind of fits into a different category that we would classify. These are the volunteers that are receiving a stipend for their time at the station, and we've built out the program. We started as Chief Williams led to. It was a pilot program. We built through some learning curves, so we're improving the processes and procedures as we're growing into this, and we have a very positive vision for what this program can do for the volunteer attendants and also for the volunteer applications we're hoping to see to improve that. So just some of the, besides this service that's been provided, by having that extra personnel, we're seeing a tremendous improvement in our volunteers who are spending that time at the station, receiving that extra experience and acquiring that training by osmosis, just by being there. And so these individuals are in the fire academy, are attending the fire academy. They're in the EMT classes right now, and we look to push them into the career, of this so far. So it's just, there's so many benefits of this program that it's just hard to share, make it visible at one time. So we're seeing in the 6 months, we've seen a lot of benefit, and the community has too.
Well, I would think, Joe, you know, the legality issue of an accident, somebody getting hurt or killed, and us being out of compliance would not look good in a court. So,
It would, yeah, it's a problem not unique to
yeah,
Eastland. It's, I mean, the state's, the entire state's dealing with it. I just returned from the Texas Fire Chiefs Conference last week. It's a topic, I've met with the commission, in requesting, I've requested that they make one person on duty illegal. Because it is completely contrary to all their safety requirements that they require us to be in compliance with. It puts us in a bad position. And we had a tremendous, not tremendous, they've had a significant spike in injuries. And so they have boards and commission committees that are looking at this, trying to identify why the spike in injuries, and one of them might be just the fact that they've encouraged documentation, which may bring forth a little bit, but also the chief of the commission and in researching some of these injuries has related it to the investigations have determined that firefighters are very difficult they take chances, and we've seen it. When we put a fire truck on somebody's front yard where their house is on fire, it's very difficult to tell people to wait for a few more people to get here when you're standing out there with Miss Smith, and so we have to take calculated risks. And we had this discussion at the fire chiefs meeting. Is I understand the 2 in 2 out, but when we have a kitchen fire that we can make a difference, if we have to wait for 2 more people or 3 more people to arrive before we can engage, we have a defensive and a complete loss. So. As professionals, we have to take calculated risk, yet it does put us in that quagmire of being out of compliance. And when you're out of compliance, I always say you get people to stand behind you. But if you don't give them room to stand, you're on your own, and that's where it leaves us at. So thank y'all.
good job.
Okay.
The election is coming up. That will be on May 3rd, 2025. The first day to file is January 5th, 2025. Last day to file for a place on the ballot is February 14th, 2025. Roma, did you have anything to add to that? I'm
January
sorry.
15th.
Yes, I said that. January 15th, first day. Last day is the 14th. Wildfire mitigation, we discussed that. Eastland, Cisco, Ranger, and Carbon are all partners together. It's definitely a good opportunity to help our community against potential wildfires that could occur. Cemetery website, Roma's worked diligently to input the cemetery data into the website. It's a very good thing. It's user friendly, and I think she wants to give y'all.
I'll just give you a quick rundown.
Okay.
Just some examples, okay?
And you have the handout in front of you that I passed out, and it's got a QR code you can scan with your phone if you want to follow along.
So, first of all, the city has a new website. Not only do we have new cemetery website, but the city has a new website. It's active live right now. You can go here to departments. You can go to Eastland Cemetery. And this is what it comes up with.
You don't have our pictures on there, do you?
Yes.
Take them all.
Okay?
You know what?
Because of the guy that got shot in New
CEO
York.
of the healthcare deal, that's how they got him. So that's why they could have the new to get it. I'm serious. We don't ever need people crazy.
I'll take
Take them
one.
all. I mean, we don't need them.
Well, then there's no need to have a group picture of everybody then.
Well, you still do the group picture for this,
I know.
keeping a record of it. I'm glad we didn't have it, Richard. We looked like we had a ball. Big fire.
I lost the
No, I'm serious. I don't think we ought to have them on there. I don't think we ought to put our employees' pictures on there. There's no reason to.
Okay.
Okay with that.
All right.
Nobody ever found me because of my picture.
All right. So, cemetery website.
Everybody's ran for
You
money.
go to search records. Stop. I'm gonna give you examples of a few.
What are you typing in, because I can't read it?
Cecil.
Cecil Funderburg. So when you get to this, it gives you the date of birth, date of death, and it also gives you the address. He's in E5C space 2, or lot 2. Click on that. You have picture, you have obituary. If you want to know how to get to it, you click on this little icon down here, and it shows you right here, this spot right here. If you want to know how to get to it, go to directions. Shows you how to get there. All the way in.
Yeah.
All the way in.
That's neat.
If you want to go, if you would like to add a memory,
Now, the people can add that information, the obituary and stuff, is that right?
I'm the one that's been doing it, putting it
I
on.
know, but can't,
Well, no, they can't. They could send it to me and I can add it, or they can put it here on the memories. See, like this right here? So, when you go to the memories,
No, okay. Great guy.
here's one added, anyway. This was, y'all know he hired me back in 2001. Anyway, so there, you can add pictures, you can add memories. However, let me show you another one. I'd like to show you this one just because I know it's different from something else. Billy Joe Whaley passed away in August.
Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to show you this, let me show you the directions because it's pretty cool because it takes you down to all the way down to Sedosa Street, and his grave is right there.
Oh my gosh. Huh.
The reason I want to show you this is on the memories. Some of you may know he had done the communion devotional the Sunday before he passed away.
Yeah.
I went on to the church's Facebook page and snagged that video and was able to add that video
wow,
to this. So it just,
you did do that the week before.
the Sunday before he passed away. So anyway, that's neat that you can add a video.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll just share one more with you, and y'all probably know who's coming. What a sweet young man, huh? So there's that. You've got the condolences and the memories. Just, you can get directions. And he is located in the northern part. Well, that's not right.
Yeah, 'cause it came down Olive Street.
Oh, it came down Olive Street, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he is in the northern part of the cemetery. Anyway, it's just a really cool website. I'm trying to get the word out to the people of the community, to send me your memories, send me whatever you want on the website, and it's a neat way to remember people, pay tribute to them. Oh yeah. Hey, also we have
But we can put in, the people can put in memories, the obituary.
It has to be
you have
approved.
put in. Huh?
It comes to me to be approved,
Okay.
me or Terry.
So you can't
They
go
don't,
on
it
there
doesn't
and
just automatically trash.
Okay.
Good idea.
Because if something,
Because there might be
Yeah.
something to put on there. Be cool.
we also have tours. So so there are 5 Texas Rangers buried in the Eastland Cemetery.
Is that right?
Yeah. And this will give you,
Is that sorted in some way? We pull up Texas Rangers and then pull up 5 Texas Rangers? So like the military people that Dean kind of put together, like your Civil War veterans, the World War I, World War II, you pull all that up.
yep. So here's I actually thought I put, I'm working on the World War II and everything, the veterans, as far as putting them in.
World War One, so you got,
Yeah. I'll eventually have them all.
I was just telling
Yeah.
Richard, my grandfather on my dad's side,
Yeah.
I remember going to their grave. He died December 23rd, 61. I was just born. And I don't remember, I have no clue where it is. I just found it.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool.
So check this out. So this is the historic walking tour. Starts with number 1, and you can click on that and it'll tell you who it is.
Doc Skurlock,
Doc Skurlock, number
Skurlock, I
2.
knew that.
Tom Jones.
Who is number
not the
one?
singer,
Dr.
not the singer
Skurlock.
Tom Jones.
Wasn't he the sheriff?
Tom
Well,
Jones is
Brandon
the jailer
Jones,
that was
the
killed by the
jailer.
Santa Claus bank robber.
Yeah.
Right.
Elmo Hill. So you can click on that and you can go to his Ringling Railroad train conductor.
Mm.
That is really neat.
Why is the head cut off of that picture?
Not sure on that. And it may just be the way it's presented.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is really made more for mobile. So on desktops, sometimes it doesn't show up the best.
Cricket.
I'll tell you what it is. Don't I just need to? No. There you go.
That's cool.
Anyway, it's a really nice website, and I'm very proud of it, and I hope people get a lot out of it for years and years and years and years and years to come.
Good. All right.
And,
It is nice.
and you might want to mention how this was made possible.
Okay, so the way it's made possible, this fella right here, was it this guy?
I can read.
Pegu.
Pegus.
Pegu's
Uh-huh.
made, somebody by that last name, made a
He's not buried here.
no, but
But-
made a trust. And we get money from that trust every year.
Is that right?
Yeah,
And he went to school here.
yeah,
But
not
not
this
for a
guy.
long time. I mean, it wasn't for a long time. And I have, after we started getting these checks, or the first time we got a check, you know, anyway, we ended up, it's got his trust name on there.
Yeah.
And so we looked him up and printed his obituary, and it's very interesting. He had an interesting life. He and his wife didn't have any children. And he was a big Boy Scout, really big into the Boy Scout. And he didn't have a big fancy career, so we're not sure where all the money's coming from, but we're so grateful for it. It's really cool. About every January, we get a check from the trust.
Anyway, we've got some pretty cool looking things in the website.
Good deal. That it?
Yes, sir.
Are you through?
Yes, sir.
Code compliance.
All right, so November we opened the month with 55 open cases, opened up 12 new cases with 19 violations, closed 47 cases with 54 violations, which that left the month of November with 20 cases to start December. We wrote one citation fines assessed of $800. That citation was for a local food establishment. They didn't have a grease trap. They had no plumbing inspection. They did plumbing work themselves. They didn't have a plumber. They didn't have a plumbing permit. So that was the reason that they were cited. So they weren't very happy, but I think they're okay now. They've gotten everything taken care of according to Tony.
Good.
So.
Anything else for Terry? All right. Chief Pitt.
Yes, sir. For the month of November, the Eastland Police Department answered 317 calls for service. 12 people were arrested. 44 cases were generated. We had 33 agency assists, 1,128 business checks, 8 crashes, 9 domestic disturbances, filed 6 cases with District Attorney's Office and 2 with juvenile probation. We did 11 open records requests. On the traffic side of things, the guys wrote 280 citations, 501 warnings for 781 contacts. On the animal control side of things, Kathy answered 80 calls for service. She wrote 32 citations with 0 warnings. She wrote 19 impounds, 4 animals were adopted, and she had to quarantine 1. We had 4 narcotics arrests, 19 warrants were served, arrest warrants with 0 pursuits this in November, and 1 foot pursuit. And we caught that guy. And he actually tried to pull a knife, but we got him subdued before he could pull it.
Wow.
And that was right across the street.
Is that right? Wow.
Any other questions for Chief Pitt?
No.
Great work. Thank you. Chief Williamson.
All right, good evening. In November, we responded to 86 calls, came to 2.9 calls a day. 71 of those occurred inside the city limits, and 13 took place outside the city limits with 2 mutual aid calls to our neighbor. We installed 1 smoke detector and responded to 13 incidents after 10 o'clock at night and before 7 a.m. in the morning. We responded to 4 structure fires, 2 with a mutual aid neighbor, and then 2 were with inside the city. We also responded to an aircraft emergency inbound aircraft come in with smoke in the cockpit. And then we had 1 grass fire and 1 vehicle fire, 47 calls to assist the EMS crew, and 8 motor vehicle accidents, 10 public assists, with 10 false alarms and 3 calls for some type of an investigation, with 1 hazard material incident, and that was 40 gallons of diesel was spilled from a dispense pump in the parking lot. That brings us to 928 calls for the annual year, and we'll close those out December 31st. We're right now running about 30.5 calls a day. If we stay on track, we're going to end up way over 1,000 calls for the year. And we're attending about 3.5 structure fires a month. Also have a packet here. I apologize, this didn't make it into the packet per request by the mayor. The first page you see is the breakdown of percentage of incidents for the month of November. I also have some here for the audience. Anybody else who would like to see one? I have one. Yeah, that's right. There you go. And those are kind of the breakdowns of the major calls by percentage. And then if you'll look at page 2, that is in comparison to the percentages of last month of the response calls. Also, page 3 is that same percentage breakdown. And I've run that query through December 31st of this year. So we haven't completed that, but that's actually up until today. And then page 4 is a comparison of the annual percentage breakdown from 2023 and kind of show you statistically how we're running and compare your consistencies to those type of incidents.
Now, what's the difference on page 3 and 4? What's the difference?
Page 3 and 4 is the annual query. Page 3 is the whole 12 months, or all up until today of 2024. And page 4 is the annual query of the year of 2023, last year.
Oh, okay, 20, okay.
Yes, sir.
I didn't change years there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, man.
That's interesting. Okay, anybody have any questions for Joe?
Oh,
Is that all, are you done? Is that all you got?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's cool. Good to see that. What else we have? Who else we have? Is that it? That's the municipal court. Anything great news on that?
317 cases filed, total collected $68,487, kept by the city $18,929 for the month of November.
How much was,
The city revenue,
and what'd you just say, what you want?
18,929.
Okay. I'm with you.
Okay.
I can totally fall asleep. I was looking at this number right here, and that's the total out there for the year.
Yes.
Got the one I was right
Total.
there. This right here, actually. Okay, anybody have any questions with municipal court? Municipal court?
no.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
We'll be adjourned.
I'll
Motion
second.
from Richard, second from James. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank y'all very much.